Hey guys, and welcome to part 16 of Let's Play Pokemon SoulSilver. In the last part we beat the gym leader. Oh god, I mean that's all we did in the last part. But now that we have got the secret medicine, or secret potion or whatever, I'm not too sure. I don't know why it's a secret. I think it's called secret potion, isn't it? I think it is. Yes, sure, it will cure. Yeah, it's called secret potion. I don't know who's hiding the medicine, but I don't think doctors in the real world would say, well, we're going to cure your disease with the secret medicine that nobody knows about. This is a cure for your disease, but we don't usually give it away for some reason. But yes, with that, the Pokemon is now healed. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, Jasmine seems happy. Seems a bit odd though that it lights up the whole entire room. Now, I don't know much about lighthouses or the light bulbs in lighthouses, but I would suspect that a light that is strong enough for ships to see out on the sea would be blinding. If you went into a lighthouse and looked directly into a lighthouse light bulb when it was on, that would be blinding. But no, apparently not here, so that's okay. That's pretty good. I'm not too sure why it's on at this time at 5:54, but whatever, you know, it's just the Pokemon. So now we get the telephone call saying that we can go to the Safari Zone. I'm not too sure why they choose, because that's also, it's not time based. Whenever you leave the lighthouse, no matter how long it takes you, you will always get that call to say go to the Safari Zone. Because it's actually back on Cinnawood Island, so I don't know why they picked that time to actually do it. So yes, sorry for that bad edit. I can't. That's a pretty poor one. But I didn't win this battle either the first time. So pretty much it went 4 for 4 with me when it's at the beginning of this game, and now with the 5th gym and the 6th gym, I lost them both once. And it took me 2 tries to do both of these ones. Although unlike the other one where with the last one I just got my ass handed to me, this one it was just I got unlucky at the last turn. I just got unlucky. So yeah. But anyway, it's Jasmine. So despite her being a small anime woman girl thing, I don't know how old she's meant to be. She's a steel type gym. I guess that's them playing with our emotions or whatever the hell, I don't really know. And this gym's pretty tough as well because the Pokemon aren't as strong as they are in the fighting gym, but they're a higher level than they are, because this Magnemite's level 30, and this is actually one of her weaker Pokemon. Technically, I guess. But I always have so much trouble with these Magnemites. She has 2 Magnemites and then another Pokemon, and it's the 2 Magnemites that always give me trouble, because because this is a steel type gym. So I believe fire is super effective against it, and then something like rock, and then something else. So fire is the main one you want to use, but these Magnemites, their attack is just so high. Their special attack is just so strong that I have York out and York just gets killed. At this point in the game, York is one of my worst Pokemon. My 2 best ones are E-Rock and Mega Dude. York gets killed all the time, just can't take any hits. Just needs to, once it evolves it'll be really good again, but at this point in the game it pretty much sucks, if I'm being perfectly honest. So yeah, so I had a lot of trouble with this Magnemite. Luckily for me though, she used her Hyper Potion, so she couldn't use it on technically the strongest Pokemon. But you can see I just can't do any damage to these Magnemites. I'm just not doing as much damage as I would like to, and now the Fluff and this Magnemite is both paralysed. And you can see how much trouble I'm having, and I don't have York anymore, and there's a second one of these things to fight. And they have Supersonic. To me personally, this whole battle comes down to these Magnemites, and they can so easily take you out. Again, I'm trying. It's Steelix, okay. The other type Pokemon is Steelix because Steel type is a new type introduced in this generation, which meant that Magnemites weren't actually Steel type in the first one, and that's why they're so hard in this generation, because this is the first game they became Steel types, and Steel types are actually really good, so that's why they're quite tricky. And then Steelix is one of the new evolutions they added in. Onyx can evolve into it if it has like a, I don't know, Has some, I don't know, is holding something, although it doesn't have hands, so if you stick some to Onyx and then trade it, boom, you get a Steelix. It's dumb. But, yeah, oh god, this is just so horrible, taking on this Magnemite. But, because Steelix, the thing is, I think Steelix is part ground type, which means it's super effective against water, which means, really, if you have a water type Pokemon, it's no big deal. You can hit it with some water type moves and it will go down. Especially at this point in the game, because you're required to have a Pokemon that knows Surf so you can progress. If you don't have a water type Pokemon, then you can't progress the rest of the game. You need a Pokemon that can learn Surf. So as long as it's part of your team and you have a water type in your team, which almost everyone should do at this point in the game, then you're fine against the Steelix. The Steelix is a really high level and is like crazy big, but you should honestly be completely fine against it. And then there's Magnemites that just take hits like a mofo. See, look, level 35, you come up against this thing, you're like, oh god, it's Steelix, look at that thing, it's crazy, level 35, I can't possibly take out something that big. And then you use Surf, and I did half damage to it already with one Surf. Because that's the thing, Surf is a really powerful water type move. It's really powerful. So it's not even like if you have a water type Pokemon you'll be... Well, it is, if you have a water type Pokemon you'll be fine, but the game specifically gives you a move that's really powerful as a water type move. So you really should be fine against this Steelix. And it missed with the Iron Tail. And yeah, I'm being hit with a sandstorm, but so whatever, it's whatever. So really, this battle would have been a lot shorter if York could have took hits, because Flame Wheel did more than half damage to that Magnemite. So if York could just take one hit from that bloody thing, or if the Magnemite wasn't quicker than York, it would have been fine. But of course, York just hasn't been leveling up, so that's why it's just not very good at the moment. It's not even its moves, it doesn't have that amazing fire moves where it just can't take hits. That's why I usually like to go for Totodile, because Totodile can take hits, it's pretty strong. I just like Totodile a lot more than Cyndaquil. That's just the way it is. Right, so of course, after my rant that I just had about Magnemites being really hard, I have E-Rock that can't get hit by electric type moves, can take hits pretty well, and has magnitude. So really, if I sent out E-Rock first, this battle would have been so short. It would have been magnitude on the first Magnemite, dead, 3 Surfs on Steelix, dead, and then another magnitude on this Magnemite, dead, and that would have been it. So, but yeah, I kind of forgot that Steelix was super effective against water type moves, which is why I lost originally, because I sent all my Pokemon up against that Steelix, but all I really needed to do was send out Megadude and hit it with Surf and I would have been fine. But yeah, so that's why I lost the first time. And that's why you can have a lot of trouble with this gym, just because of Steelix is level 35, that's a really high level, and it does have high attack. So you can have trouble with it, but you probably won't, for the reasons I've already described. So yeah, that's all we had to do here. That's actually everything we have to do in this city. So again, oh god, I promise not to say structure again, but the structure of this game is that I'm not going to go straight to the next city. Instead, we are going to fly back to Cinnawood and go see the Safari Zone. Now, this Safari Zone and this whole route wasn't in the original game at all. It just wasn't there. You know. So that means it's not necessary for beating the game to go check out the Safari Zone. But it's one of the few new areas in the whole game, so it's definitely worth checking out. Although it starts off with this really annoying woman. I thought, you know what, that's a bit weird that there's a woman in this cave. I'll talk to her. And you just and she just says a load of rubbish and doesn't give you any items. Just a potion would have been nice. But so this is a good example, this Route 47, of just good route design, I guess. It's cool because it's actually on the cliffside and you can actually go up and down on the route, and yeah, there's actually 3 different paths, kind of, and you have to go up and down these ladders. And because of course, with all the other routes have been pretty basic because they're all remakes of original routes from the second gen that was running on the original Game Boy, so graphically they couldn't do that much to them, so they're pretty basic. But then this route is a good example of how, okay, even if the sprites are still going to be 2D, if that's the style they're going with, you can still say have a route that's all in 3D and have it look pretty cool. Because Sinnohwood is by the sea, it's like an island, pretty much. It's technically not, I think, I don't know. But yeah, so they just have the sea wall continue around and you're just climbing on top of cliffs. And once again, Diamond and Pearl tried to do this sort of thing, but most of it, the main problem with that game is that it was all just rocks. It's like, alright, we get it, another, you know, go into another rocky cave and fight some Zubats. Oh, rock climb. Great, I'm glad that HM's in this game, that's good. Although rock climb is actually also in this game as well, so, but you don't need it. But yeah, so that's the problem there. But this is kind of like nice. It's a nice bit of variety. There haven't been any cliff edges in this game, so I'm glad that they added in this new route. That's kind of nice. And also the music is really relaxing. I mean, I can't be quiet for that long. It wouldn't be a very good Let's Play if I stopped talking, but the music is really nice. And I don't actually explore this route that much. There's really not that much to see here, apart from just fighting through to get to the Safari Zone, because ultimately that's why I'm here. And again, I know I didn't do the Poker Athlon, alright, or anything like that, but this is my apology in a way, because this is something new and completely optional, but I'm checking it out, I'm seeing what's around here. But it's, yeah, it's pretty cool. Although this battle, alright, the trainers in general I had a hard time with, but this battle in particular, boy, this comes out of nowhere and is really hard. Electabuzz and Magmar are both really strong Pokemon, and they're both level 25. I mean, the thing is that you could come here. Actually, no, you can't come here. Yeah, if you try to come here before the guy calls you, I think that woman blocks you. That's why she's there. And this Magmar was just so annoying. It just kept using Protect and Confuse Ray, which is pretty much the 2 most annoying attacks in the whole of Pokemon. Or any attack that causes confusion. I would say it's definitely those 2 are the most annoying attack. Because Protect, fighting against an AI that knows Protect, it just milks it so much. It just... because I'm still trying to train up my Pokemon here, with York being pretty weak and the Fluff being not as strong as I wanted the Fluff to be. Because Megadude actually gained a lot of XP in those 2 gym battles, so now I don't really need to use Megadude that much, because it's already like level 27 or so. So yeah, I'm trying to use York and all my other Pokemon. Because now I'm at that awkward stage where my Pokemon really are pretty weak, especially compared to other trainers. I mean, this is where the game gets hard, but then the game doesn't really... The game does get a bit easier, but that's only once your Pokemon fully evolve. At this stage, see, I'm fighting an Onix and a Cloyster, both 2 really good Pokemon. But, you know, I need my Pokemon to be fully evolved. And of course, E-Rock is never going to be. It's very tragic, but, you know. So yeah, this is also quite nice that these trainers have Pokemon that we haven't seen from the first gen, you know. This game, or this remake, isn't afraid of throwing out like another Pokemon, because they have the whole Pokedex from the original game at their disposal. They have 250 Pokemon they could throw out at you. So it's nice that they kind of take that advantage. You know, of course, playing this game originally, it was kind of disappointing whenever you saw an old Pokemon. Because the first time playing a Pokemon game, especially when I was younger, was like, oh yeah, new Pokemon, yes! So whenever I saw like an Onix, I was like, oh great. That rocky snake thing, whatever. Whenever you saw a Super, it's like, oh, this bat dude again, great. And then you see like a Hoppip, it's like, oh cool! It's a new Pokemon. It's weird. So yeah, that's about it. We're about to arrive at the Safari Zone gates. So next time in Let's Play Pokemon SoulSilver, we will explore the Safari Zone. So I've been Unstorm23. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.